not sure if this is still streaming, but just in case it is, we're just shifting the camera to the Kurt and Gus match. Kurt's looking very out here, actually. Nice work, Danny. He's got the camera in a pretty good position. So when we call this match for the rest of this match, it might, as you can probably see, the tables, because of where the table is and where we've had the camera for the other match, the angles and some of these shots that we read might be a bit difficult to call. So apologies in advance for any stupid things I say. Well, Kurt's underhit that by a fair bit. Gus, as you can see in the background, he's actually stood up because he knows that this could be a chance for him to have a shot. Jeez, he looks nervous. I think just chipping this over the corner just to block the red is the shot. Unless you can pop this, you can chop this yellow into the corner. White ball will be flying around the table a little bit though. No guaranteed good shot.
I'd probably go the double here, off the back cushion, back out for the yellow.
It's actually almost a shot to nothing too, Mick. Get the white on the side rail and you don't leave a hell of a lot for your opponent.
It's an easier shot. I think it's an easier shot too than...
Well, he's absolutely played that spot on. That is a fantastic shot.
And believe it or not, it's actually an easier shot than smashing the yellow, cutting the yellow in and making the white travel, 10 feet around for the other yellow.
Yes, he knew exactly what the white was doing. He gave him the option to control it. And he's cued that beautifully as well. So this is shaping up to be an awesome match.
5-4.
Oh, just in case you're wondering too, no, this is not Jake McCartney playing. This is actually Kurt Dunham. I know they look like twins. Give me a high five. You played terrible. I think I broke this. You're in the side there, mate. Alright, here we go. Frame 10. Gus leads 5-4. He did have, as this lead starts to disintegrate as well, if Kurt happens to get this frame, he goes a massive favourite, just psychologically more than anything.
Gus has got a red now, so he would be loving a break and out here. And I think red's, well, seeing if that yellow goes. It's hard to say at this angle, but
yeah, that's tricky, especially these two at the bottom here. Mick's first time in commentary, he's actually like changing his head in different directions to try and see a better angle on the screen.
Doesn't work.
The screen actually will always stay the same. I'm in two minds with this choice. I think reds are the go, especially if that one to the left of the black passes to the right corner. Plant first up, yep.
I forgot to nominate. No.
I'm pretty sure that's on, so I think I reckon his last ball is actually going to be that one near the left, to the left of the black.
That red near the two yellows and the black will go into the same pocket that he's now going to play the red. So it's I don't know what he's done here.
That's not the greatest shot you've ever seen, but once again we've got an angle, so it's sort of hard to tell if that red's going to go still now.
If Gus isn't on this red down the bottom here, he will take obviously the red at the top, but Gus is probably at the moment one of the best long ball potters going around in Victoria at the moment. He's extremely good, and even under the pump, as you see there, he's still very good, and that's why he's in in the semis at the moment.
Yeah, I made a comment a while ago, and he's really running with it too. I called him the best single ball potter in Victoria. Now, I know that sounds stupid, single ball potter, because you've got to pot every ball at one at a time, but what I mean by that is he has this crisp action. Every time he delivers a cue, it just looks rock solid and crisp, and he just pots the ball very cleanly.
He might be able to stun off the yellow here and run into that yellow. Pot the red here and stun into the yellow, which is on the cushion. But what would I know?
This is all about whether he can avoid this yellow on the bottom cushion. I'm going to say he can't, because otherwise he'd already be playing this, because he's a pretty flowing player, Gus. He's looking to see if it goes in the middle. This needs to be hit absolutely spot on. If he can actually play this red in the corner, come off the back cushion, and then use the yellow to hold the white, he'd probably have a shot at this black in the middle. Well, he's caught it a bit fat, and it hasn't gone in. And he did have a shot too. He's gone around. He's filthy. Now, you might think that reds are absolute certainty favourites here because the ball's sitting right over the pocket, but in actual fact, it's very difficult for reds to win from here, especially any time soon, because there's no way Kurt's going to give him a look at it. I'm not sure what Kurt's doing. He must see something I don't. Must be trying to kick this red. I'd personally be doubling the yellow out that's just near that yellow that's covering the red. Just to give yourself two shots if you do get it to kick this ball out. Maybe he's playing a double? He did. Oh, and it's actually stayed out, but I think he's possibly got a huge result. Yep, he definitely has. Gus's body language has told us everything. That's probably a little bit unlucky. Not sure if that's going to tell the story for this match, but it's definitely turned things around. I think that shot from Kurt was probably a bit... obviously there was more gap between the red and the yellow, and it did double. He did hit the yellow over the pocket. He somehow jawed it out. I don't know how he did that. But even if he had a potted, he didn't exactly have the easiest out you've ever seen in your life. So I think he was smarted away a bit there, Kurt. So the problem that Gus has got is there's no simple escape. The balls are cutting off like natural angles up and down or across the table to get out of the snooker. So he decided that he's just going to leave the white in the pack and force him to waste a shot. I don't mind this shot. Keeps Kurt under pressure. He's got plenty of obstacles to deal with. What he doesn't want though is a touching ball. Now, the reason I say that is because Kurt can just shoot away, which means he doesn't have to hit these yellows. He can just put the white ball pretty much wherever he wants without having to hit a ball. He just has to hit a cushion with the white. I'm not sure what the call was. We're going to know shortly, because if it is a touching ball, there is no way he will hit those two yellows. Perhaps a double. He has got two, so perhaps a double to open things up with that ball on the right cushion near the red. He's just looking at it now. It must be fairly tight past that yellow that's in the centre of the table. Lovely shot from Kurt, that. Now, if anything, he's just a bit straight. He wanted a little bit of angle so he could just not have the white ball on the cushion for his next shot. Perhaps he has got a touch of angle. As I said, it's difficult to tell sometimes with the angle, but either way he's going to be running through this, giving himself a shot in the middle. He did have a touch of angle, so he's looking pretty good now. If he can actually stun this white to play the yellow to the left, it's just touching the black, he'll definitely play a shot, because it's really only available in that middle pocket. Perhaps he actually has an angle that's taking the white into it, which probably isn't what he wants. He's not guaranteed a shot then. And I suspect that is the case. Well, he's hitting low, I believe. Well, that could be costly. He definitely didn't have the angle to play the stun shot and hold for the yellow in the middle. He was going towards the yellow and black, so had he have actually popped that yellow, he would have gone into those two balls. It's just because he's hit it a little bit straight that the white ball's glided past. This is by no means ungettable though. So this shot to play for the one down the bottom of the table. Then what he wants to do is wow. He's got lucky once again. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. I actually really feel for Gus right now. This match should probably be wrapped up and over. One could argue that he should have just popped the red, but there's been two pretty bad misses from Kurt, and he's got away with it both times. So the pool gods not liking Gus's hairy body or something. They're hairless people, obviously. Now, depending on how close this is to the yellow, I think he may have left this on. The unfortunate thing now for Gus is, because of where those balls went after Kurt missed that ball, he's got so many snookering options now. He's got a ball and left-hand cushion that he can just flick down and put the white ball on the bottom cushion, and the up and down's not on because there's a yellow in the way. He can also hit the two at the bottom there as well. He's just he has so many options after this shot. There must be a bit of a gap. He's trying to chop this in the middle. I'm sure that's not what he played for, but well, it could have been better. Now, depending on how he feels, he might be able to, where those two balls are on the bottom cushion, or the top cushion as we're looking at the screen, he might just kick the left one out, leave the white ball in its place. Got to be played well, this shot though. It looks easy, hard to do. Not the simplest shot. Could double kiss it and leave the red on. He's played the shot, and he has done. Get yourself out of the way of the camera, Kurt. I suspect even if this isn't on, he may be able to play a little swerve. I'm sure Gus will play a swerve actually, and any type of pot he will give him a shot on the black. I guess he has to be careful, because if he doesn't swerve enough, he could hit the yellow and then pot the red. So, and that's why he's decided against this shot. He's decided to just try and kill another yellow, leave the white ball safe. If there's any angle on this long pot at all, he might jack up a touch to try and get across for a plant. The other option is to try and just drop this in dead weight, play a double on that yellow that's near the red, and then take it into those three balls on the cushion, and you'd be pretty unlucky to not be on a ball after that, and they'd all be to the left-hand side of the table, so you'd have an opportunity to go game. Or he could flick off it, get another snooker. Not the simplest shot. You've got to play. He's jacking up, so he must have a touch of angle. He's going to try and get across the table for this plant. White ball's got a lot of distance. He could accidentally put side on this, and he will miss the pot. So he's got to cue this well. And he has cued it well. He's actually very straight, so he just wanted to hold the white. Perhaps this plant is absolutely unmissable, and Kurt's going to play the double now. So back to the original plan I said. He's got the two shots still. He's going to develop these yellows. If the plant goes, this frame is definitely over. If it doesn't, then it's just a matter of him being on one of these four balls, give himself an opportunity to run the frame. Well, that could have been better. I think he's got a plant. A plant along the cushion. May use a touch of right hand side to try and squeeze the white, the opposite side of the black he is now, so he can have a choice of shots. Oh, it was on clean, so it was even easier than I thought. And if this ball passes, the white ball will just pretty much be taken back to where it is now, and then it'll be gliding up the cushion. So this is looking like a 5-all result. As I said earlier, I feel a little bit for Gus. He's been a little bit unlucky. I felt a couple of the shots that he chose though to give Kurt this chance. I felt he could have played a better shot though. This is pretty simple stuff now, but this has been a huge frame for Kurt, so there's not really any simple stuff anymore. He's still got to pot the balls. And he'll be pretty happy with that. So we're looking for 5-all. Just got to stay still and cue the ball. So 5-all, as I said, I really do feel for Gus. He's been snookered accidentally twice that frame, and I just wonder if that's going to play on his mind at all in this final frame. Okay, here we go, frame 11, the deciding frame. Now, was that fate, that last frame, Kurt breaking off for the match? Don't know how many times I've seen a match like 3-all, 5-all, 4-all, whatever, and then this person breaks and goes game, and the other bloke just sits there thinking, well, what was it? I've done all that hard work and had a shot me last frame. Shows how important this break is. It's probably the most important shot in the game. He's pot of red, but he's, at first glance, it doesn't look like he's got an easy opener unless he can get to that red in the bottom right-hand corner. Race 2. Okay, the ladies' semi-finals at the moment. Lyndall Element playing Colby Poole. Lyndall is 2-1 up, race to 4. And Marg Gorski is playing Mickey McPherson, who is currently 3-1 up to Marg. So that should only have about another 3.5 hours left in it, and we should have 2 finalists. Well, that, I can't really say much there. That's a shocker. So here we go, Gus. Opportunity to forget about that last frame and get on with the job at hand, and that is winning one more frame to make the state team for the first time. Personally get along with both these guys really well, and obviously it doesn't matter to me which guy makes it, but look, Kurt's made a couple of times, and I'd like to see Gus make it for his first time. So, without trying to sound too biased, I would like to see Gus win this frame. That wasn't the sign of a play that's going to pot out, though. Yep, it might still be open table. Definitely is open table because Kurt's looking at the reds. I personally think I'd like yellows here. Yeah, because the break didn't really explode. There's a huge, even though doesn't appear to be a huge cluster. There's just a lot of balls that are obstructing one another. So this is not the easiest of pot outs. I just like playing the yellow now. Oh, Gus, we just confirmed Gus didn't actually miss that ball. He actually got a huge kick. For those watching that don't play a lot of 8-ball, a kick is when there is, no one can actually tell the exact reason why a kick exists, but the theory is that it's a piece of dust or dirt or something like that on the object ball and the white ball, and they basically collide and explode, and it forces the white ball or the object ball or both to jump and go off its natural course. very frustrating for players. It'll never ever be solved, but you'd need to be playing on glass to get rid of it. So kicks can cost frames and matches. If he's on that bottom red that he's just cannoned, it's a very good shot. May even be able to stun off the bottom rail, get to the side cushion and put that red in the middle that's just touching the yellow, and then the frame is wide open for the taking. I'm sure he'll play that shot if he's on this red. He may play it with pace and come off 2 cushions and try and cannon it out, but he doesn't guarantee himself a shot. He may hit it low, and well, actually he's probably going to have a shot regardless. There's plenty of balls and plenty of pockets. Don't even know if he's seen the shot yet, or it may not even be on. That makes things interesting. Black to the side cushion. I don't think there's a single player in the world that enjoys having to play the black on the cushion. Everyone likes to be right behind them, and with all the balls up there on the table, good positional shot will be required. That's provided he actually does the business here, because this still looks really tricky. Suggestion was possibly stun across, but I think he's got too much angle. So he may need to actually play the shot I said earlier and actually come off 2 cushions and develop the red. I don't think he can hold for it to the middle. Maybe he'll play the red off the red. Well, he could hold, but no, he couldn't hold because he's hit that fairly well, but couldn't hold the white. Still a chance though. Possible to cut this in the middle, take the white ball off the back cushion and cannon the yellow near the red, to the left to the red, and hold. If he actually gets a full ball contact, he'll almost have the white where the yellow is now, and then he'll have a stun shot to just get to the side cushion where the black is. So this is possible. Oh, I can't play the shots. I see them. Yeah, I won a pool comp once. But this is not about me. This is about Kurt and this shot. And this is a big shot. Looks like he's actually got a ton of angle too, so this is very hard to hold the white. He's actually got to let it fly into the yellow off the back cushion. Well, the shot wasn't on because he's popped that. This shot's not easy. Chinese snookered over the yellow by looks of things, and this is a pretty thin cut. It looks reasonably straight, this red, but it's actually pretty. It's a pretty thin, not as in paper thin, but he's got to play it with such precision. I would back him 100% to get this if he wasn't Chinese snookered. And he's got to be striking down on the wider touch. It makes the shot so much more difficult. And he's missed it, as Whispering Ted Lowe would say, this shot for a place in the final. I don't know if I sound anything like him then, but I did hear him say that years and years ago as a kid, and I never ever forgot it for some reason. Ted Lowe recently passed away. He was a commentator for snooker, very well known for Pop Black. Well, Gus, that last frame obviously will now be forgotten. This is your opportunity, and he's started off with an absolute shocker. Almost certain he will play a snooker here. Unless he's he's on 2 balls. He's got one to the left middle and one to the right middle, but I'm just not sure that he'll take it. In fact, getting 2 shots here wouldn't be a bad thing with the black on the cushion. Just makes you feel a bit more secure. But he's an aggressive player. He backs himself. I think he's looking at the snooker now. Yep, and that's what he's doing. He's just going to stun the white. I think Kurt's just got to throw the stick at this and try and put it in the corner. Maybe actually earlier on in the Mark Robertson-Jake McCartney match, it was a similar situation where I said that maybe Robbo should just go off the side cushion and hit the red, which is what he did, and he stayed in the frame. This is a similar situation, whereas Kurt just gets out of this snooker, keeps the red in the middle of the table, keeps Gus under pressure, and with that black on the cushion, just makes it a bit tricky. These cushions are sliding a little bit too, so he's got to be perfect here with this. He's got a little bit of margin for error because he's got an entire ball to aim for, so he can catch it thin and it doesn't really matter, but he must hit this red. If he doesn't hit this red, it will be match over. He's trying to pot this in the middle. This is a massive shot. I've got to say, this is low percentage. I don't know if I agree with this shot. Although he's just decided he's going to play this because if he does get it, he wins a match. What a shot. Very big effort. And although he hasn't kept the red ball centre of the table, what he has done is he's just put it near the black, which always makes things a little bit nervy. And I'm sure Gus will be looking for a snooker as well again. I know it's a negative sort of way to look at things, but it's a final frame. You're 5-all. You just want the two shots to feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm sure we're going to see him put this in the side cushion and put the white ball behind the relic. Yeah, there we go. So once again, Kurt needs to get out of this snooker. And Kurt will be trying to pot this too off the back cushion. He'll be trying to pot it in the middle. I expect him to hit this. Just a matter of where the red goes and the white. Now generally too in matches there's an umpire, so you get your 30-second call and that sort of stuff. We haven't really worried about it, I don't think, because the girls are a little bit behind there in the semis with a few frames to play, whereas the guys are usually a little quicker. And so I really hope we don't see a umpire in the final either, just purely because it hasn't been done all day. Give the players a chance to work stuff out, like shots like this when you're 5-all. I know it's not the rules, but I just think a bit of common sense would be good, unless you're abusing it, of course. I think he's hit that too wide. No, he's hit it perfect. I wonder if this black goes off the red in the middle. If it does, I'm sure Gus will be leaving that bottom ball till last. He's looking at, perhaps he'll try and kick the black out, or will he search for another snooker? I'm almost sure that black goes off the red. If it does, he will definitely try and go game here. If he plays this shallow, I don't believe it goes. So will he play the kick out? He's tried to kick the black out, but he's missed the pot. He's lost. I think that has cost him the match. I really feel for Gus, I do. But he's had his chance. I do not see Kurt missing this. He's absolutely handed the match to him. I think Kurt knows in the back of his mind he's won this match too. He's just composing himself. Lovely shot. So it's going to be Kurt Dunham barring an absolute miracle and Jake McCartney in the final. So basically big head and little head, the two heads that look exactly the same but on different bodies. And he's done it. Well, we're just going to take a quick break. I don't know if we've got a camera on the girls' tables. No one